Hello, hello, my crafty friends. It's Thursday. Time to check in a little bit with everybody about all the stuff that's going on. Let's see, gotta find myself. I always have such a hard time finding myself. Lot to be said for that. Make sure the volume off. Oh, that showed up a little interesting. I hope that everybody's had a decent week. Mine has been very busy. So we're gonna talk about making a card here with a spotlight technique, which is really, really pretty. And then we're going to give that card away. My usual suspect. Yeah, there I am. Happiness is. All right. Let's see what we get. I have some. Oh, I'm not live. I thought I was live. I'm not. Oh my goodness. Couldn't be harder to be things. Good afternoon, Barbara. How are you? Oh my goodness. There's Barbara showing up here. I think, you know, I would think this was easier by now, but it is not any easier. Anyway, all right, Facebook wants to be strange, but I have a few odds and ends to kind of go through before we start our project. And I'm really excited to share this with you guys because it's a very easy technique to do. And you can actually do it in a couple different ways. I didn't do any others, but that's all right. We'll be good to go. How was your week, Miss Barbara? All right, so first, let's start off with paper hugs. Actually look like I'm straight. Whew. I won't have to mess around and make anybody sick. Wanted to share with you that I have a community project going for my leadership program that I'm a part of right now. And I'm going to be looking for some wonderful crafters who have extra cards to spare that would like to donate them to me for the purposes of the Papers Hugs program, which will be donating the cards to the senior centers in my local area. And I'm working on getting connected to those. We're going to create, share, and connect, and we're going to do random acts of creative kindness for this. And our mission statement is we exist to foster connection, kindness, and belonging by providing free greeting cards to seniors, empowering them to share encouragement, celebrate relationships, and strengthen communities through a simple but powerful act of sending a heartfelt card. So stay tuned. More coming up on that. And I can't wait to see how this goes because I got a very short window of time to get this launched with everything else that's happened. The kits are available. We have not taken a look at this pretty kit. And I will not be on Monday, but we'll talk about that. The Crafty Destash has been reset for July 13th. There is a link available to you, and you can actually go and browse. You cannot shop yet. It does not allow it to go until we get to the date that it goes live. Now, there are two classes that are, and I don't know how they got separated, but I guess we can do this one first. We have our workshop of the month, our class of the month here, which is done with Scenic Coast. And there's also, if you purchase the Scenic Coast to do this the way I did it, you don't have to, of course. They are doing a Scenic Coast class using the same products. And Stamping Up will be teaching it live virtually, so that's an option. And they also have this paper mixer class. If you miss the class, it's no big deal because they're all recorded. Yay for us. Last chance, guys. It's updated It got updated the first of the month. New discounts and new products. That's important to keep an eye on it because, you know, as if things don't sell, they reduce or give higher discounts. New things as we move from one catalog to the next, or they run out of part of a suite, or that you'll see things pop up onto Last Chance. Okay, this weekend we will be disappearing because I will be headed down to Gold Beach. I have this amazing person who will house sit for us while we go, and we have Maureen's funeral. Hello, Bernice. How are you? How was your week? Waiting to see how Barbara's was. So this is Jeff's mom, and actually I was trying to figure out, I think 83, maybe 84 this year. So she lived a long and good life. Great person. So we'll be headed down, so I will not be on Monday. Lots of stuff going on, family and all of that great stuff. So 4 days of intense family gathering, and they're not the best, most fun. You're still in your crafting week. Whoop, whoop. Yay for Bernice. I know that last weekend Barbara went and she was crafting for the weekend with some other peeps that I know. So Wild Bunch, we made the cards. They're so cute. Now, unfortunately, somebody did not get me their address. Don't know who it was. So I have a giveaway today that is a mysterious card because I'm not, well, that's not true. It's going to be one of the monotone one because Barbara got the one that was on cardstock that was created from scratch. So I do know what that is. So last but not least, we're going to talk about the spotlighting, and we're going to create a card with the spotlighting technique. And Bernice, since you missed the front of this, go back and take a look at the beginning, because I shared with you all my leadership project that I'm having to do. That sounds like they stuck me to the wall or something and were torturing me, but they're not. But I had to come up with a project in my leadership. I'm going to call it Paper Hugs. And thank goodness for AI, or that Chat GPT thing. Wonderful, wonderful way to get some quick ideas and ways to put it together. So the spotlight technique is, you know, what we did with this class, where you have that, right? And it's a spotlight. It focuses on that one bit. And there we go. Different way. And so this is one, and this is a class, of course, which is you get all the papers. You just need to have the dies and the stamps, and you can use whatever dies and stamps you have. So if you have a past set that works for this, more fun, really more fun. And I do have my own video for this, which is rather comical, and I need to make some more because I was using them as my graduation cards. This is another one where I'm taking the paper in and of itself and just taking a piece of that paper, cutting out the circle the same way we did here, coloring it, and then popping it up so you get that spotlight look. Here your spotlight is attached and folds out, and here I just popped it up. A little bit different way to do it. All right, so let's make that. This paper is from the paper pack. This is like one of those standalone black and whites. Black and white paper is pretty cool. It is the Artisan Sketched Garden paper, which is 1677.52. 1677.52. Oh, I got a tag die. And I've done cards with the vases, but you have all sorts of different. This would be another good spotlight paper to do some spotlight cards. And then there's some pretty generic backgrounds. So if you're like, I cannot stand the flowers, look at the Swiss dot. And you can't go wrong with black and white. You have alternatives. You know, here's a less busy flower pattern. And you have, I was going to say it's a fleur, but it's really kind of like a sprigs. And then you have your stripes. Who can go wrong with stripes, right? Who can go wrong with stripes? So that is a great paper pack, standalone, and it will work with literally anything that y'all have in your stash, right? All right, let me tag Diane here. There we go. She asked me to tag her if she's not showing up. All right. So this is a card that is done, and I used the new colors that we have in. And this is that Barely Blush, which turned out to be a whole lot more orange than I thought it was going to be. So that kind of caught me off guard a little bit, because I don't see it. I thought I grabbed it out here to share the, I did that color sheet so we kind of take a look at the different colors. And I'll do it really quick with the shimmer brushes, but I was really surprised at how much more, more like, I felt the cantaloupe was. Like, these are the pale pink is supposed to be that, but the brushes ended up being, the brushes being the markers, ended up being different. So here's how you go. Pick your piece of paper and cut out the piece that you want to spotlight. And decide which way, way you want the card to go. Since these are done this way with it kind of pointing up, I'm going to put it on the bottom. But I could have very easily, if this was going, put that spotlight up higher and had more room for a sentiment down at the bottom. This is really pretty paper. And I didn't cut a green. How interesting for me. So this is our very pretty new paper, and I'm using the two-toned pine, peaceful pine. I keep wanting to say spruce, but shaded spruce is like way darker. Holy moly. And this I'm going to just cut at the 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And so if you have some scraps, you could very easily follow along on this. And the piece that I did, oh, don't fall down, that's not good. And then I gave myself a nice green border. So this piece is cut down at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So all the way down, and gives you a good 1/4 inch. Ooh. I have to turn the AC on. It is getting warm. Okay. There's our die. So here we go. Just add that on there. You get a nice little 1/8 of an inch going around. I have to take my sweatshirt off. It's cold by the garage, but it is really cold in or warm in my room. Then I'm going to take my black, because I put this down and I was like, I felt like it got lost in there. And this piece is cut at, oh, it's that crazy 1/8 less. So you're just going to go down and so that you have a very, very narrow border. I'm not a fan of doing that, but I didn't want to create a bigger border because I wanted the wider border with the peaceful pine. Put this on. So you're 5 1/4 by 4 inches, 5 inches by 3 3/4. And then this piece is just a smidgy smaller. Take off that 1/8/16 piece, and you just honestly want just a bare, I think it makes it a 1/16 all the way around the frame. go. And put that down. Now you're not going to do any kind of popping up of this. We're going to save that for our circle. And then this will be popped up. So you have a very simple, very classic card. I really like how the black matte, actually I really like black a lot because I feel like it kind of gives a space between things and it accentuates the piece that's underneath it. So then we have this. We have some cute little pieces of our new ribbon that are the in colors. And I wanted to show you how you could just use a ribbon without having to be cute with it. Cute meaning not trying to make it do this, that, or the other. But you want glue dots. I don't need to do that. I need to color first. So I grabbed out my colors and I'm going to actually, I'll grab a white because I want to show you, this is flamingo, so we're going to ignore flamingo. But when I colored using this, that's what I had, and that's close to that. Is this the dark then? This is the light. So I'm not sure what I did here. Maybe I was using the wrong one because that's pretty close. And then here is, maybe I used the wrong cantaloupe, but yet that's distinctly darker than that is. And I was like, ooh. And that's the light version. So maybe I used the light. Hello, Miss Dye. So we're going to go back and try the Barely Pink because I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to use the light shaded, no, it's not, it's Peaceful Pine to do my leaves. And here we go. And just put this in here, and just featuring our nice in colors. So at least with the markers, there's a little bit more color than I had anticipated, and I felt like it was a little bit more orange. So I'm not sure what I actually did that made it that way, but I'm going to do this. Now I thought another thing that would have been good if the dye that I'd been using was a nesting dye. Hello, Leslie. And I would have been able to do the black and created yet another, oops, does it go to here? There you go. You can tell where the things line up. And created another mat on that. Just out of curiosity, I'm pretty sure that didn't. I'm going to step away just a minute to... I always have black paper. Everybody should always have lots of black paper. And I'm curious how big this next one up is. Now these are dies that are still available from Stampin' Up. I don't know how much bigger. I'm going to run it through the die cut machine. This is what happens. My mind starts to think about things and I'm like, So you would have to be very watchful to how you put that in. And because I don't want to kill you guys with the wiggles, which is what happens in this. run this right through. See how quiet that machine is? I love my die cut machine. All right. So I went one step larger. Like we're experimenting with the spotlight technique. This is a great one for my scrapbookers, even within, you could use it within your pictures to spotlight a piece of the picture. Cut it out, lift it up, keep the background. Okay, trying to see, I think that's part of a leaf. It is a little interesting when you have it cut up like this to make sure that you have the right. Oops. So we have that. Come in here with my light color here. Oh my gosh, Regina, hey, we got your card yesterday. Jeff was touched. Thank you very much. Our next virtual crafting session will be July 11th. Avoid the weekend. Actually, I might have to move that because I don't think we're going to be back by then. Okay, stay tuned. We are actually going to watch the orcas. They're in migration. They're up by Seattle right now. And we're going to go over to Victoria, BC. Jeff and I did it ages ago when we were young and in love, and we can't even remember what we did. Should have seen us. Like, how did we do this? We know we went places, but we have no idea how we did it. It's pretty funny. I'm going to go see the world-renowned Bush Art Gardens, and they have a beautiful butterfly exhibit. Go have high tea. I'm taking the darker blush and just kind of smudging it into this to kind of just add some shading. Nothing big. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's our first family vacation in a long time. Now this definitely is lots bigger, but what the heck, we're going to try it. I don't think it looks bad. Oh, I wanted to add some shimmer brush to this. Okay. But remember, you want to make sure to have a really good idea of how that is going to line up in the beginning. You know, and just slide it down so that I have that. Yes, Maureen, oh my gosh. So those of you guys that are hopping on late, I did a little sharing about my leadership project that I'm working on. And you'll want to catch that on the front. All right, so you guys can vote if you think this was a good idea to put the black mat or not a good idea to put the black mat behind the spotlight. Okay. So there we go. Then taking my shimmer brushes, here's my Barely blush. That's pretty pink, you guys. Maybe that's how I got the darker color. And I want my gold because I want to put a little bit of yellow around my stamens, pistons. Not 100% sure what. Biology was so long ago. Okay, we'll get this out. You think it's a good idea, Maureen? And there's our two to compare. Okay. Okay, and then we're just gonna, oh, that's where it came from, guys. So maybe this might have been better to do with a clear. Things that make you go, hmm. All right. There we go. So we just add just a little bit of shimmer on that. And I do love the shaded spruce brush, you guys. Look at that. Absolutely. Now, side note, you could just simply color with these and not even worry about the markers. You like the matte? That does make it, this makes it kind of seem like it's coming out of the paper, but this definitely makes it pop up. How many of you guys have seen our new cute embellishments that are the butterflies? They are so cute. Okay, this is a can you find it moment. The sentiment. Die, you're not here to do your job. Oh, I thought I had a dot down there and I do not. So here is just using your ribbon as standalone. Not anything fancy. Just here it is. It's right here. Oh, thank you very much, Leslie. I will have 2 cards to give away. Can't give you these. But for those of you guys hopping on light, this is a spotlight technique. And the cards that we have for this, our class this month, is featuring a different type. I leave for the trip. Is it cutting out for everybody? My video, because that means I need to let the IT guy know. So the trip itself, the family vacation trip, we leave the 6th. For the funeral, we leave on Saturday morning. And Sarah Grace and I are going to come back on Tuesday evening because she has a job and she does not want to be gone. All right, there was a sentiment around here somewhere, you guys. I'm not sure where it went. It has not cut out for you. Okay. So here are the butterflies, and I thought, what an amazing idea here to have some cute little butterflies. I did not put them up here on the lifted piece because I was afraid that they would be too much in the way when it came to shipping this. And you know the post office is notorious for sending me back things that I did not want back, even if they're weighed and measured. Am I here? Yes, I'm here, Di. Okay, so there we go. We put that on, and we've lost the sentiment, as I mentioned before. So I will probably find it in a few minutes as I clean up. It'll show up somewhere. I'm just not entirely sure. But I'll add one. So I have 2 cards to give away, and I have 2 numbers. Actually, I have 3 cards because I have one person who did not send me their address when they won. And if you don't send me your address, I don't address it. And what's keeps saying June 15th? I know. I'm so proud of her. Her job is to keep kids alive. She's working summer camps. We'll see how that goes. 14 for Miss Di. Who's my other players to this time? But I think Barbara and Leslie, yours went out. All of the classes are out, and everybody should have the message, or the email with all the instructions on it. Well, maybe I did not change the date when I posted this. That's entirely possible. We did the 15th was the last one. But this is Paper Hugs. I'll tell her. So I actually have 3 to give away today. So I don't end up with stuff that I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Okay. 1 taker. Or I'm not seeing your guys' numbers. So if you did put a number up there, hit a refresh here. So summer camps she's doing. And she's subbing at the same facility. Well, I'm going to give you a going once, going twice. And Di, it looks like you are a winner. You can take the mystery card, or you can take one of the flowers. You can let me know. Just make sure you send me your address. And we'll be all good, ladies. Paper Hugs, go check it out at the very beginning of this and learn about my community project for my leadership program. All right, guys, thanks, and I'll see you later. Not Monday, but Thursday next week.